The sun was setting on a decade of harmony when the foundations of our domestic life finally cracked. For 5 years, my mother had been our silent partner, providing 40 hours a week of meticulous, loving childcare that we could never afford on our own. She was the no sugar, no screen grandmother of our dreams, and our son loved her deeply. Then came the revelation about my brother. Despite his history of totaling cars and burning bridges, we discovered my parents had been secretly paying his rent for 2 years. My wife, watching the inequity of it all, couldn't stay silent. "The squeaky wheel gets the grease," she remarked during dinner. "No one will ever have to wonder who the favorite is." The air in the room turned brittle. My mother, usually the pillar of patience, she reminded my wife that she gives us 40 hours of her life every single week for free. "I can do whatever I want with my money," she fired back, her voice shaking, "whether that's paying his rent or setting the cash on fire." The drive home was a cold, suffocating silence. By the time we walked through our front door, my wife had declared war. She demanded we pull our son out of my mother's care immediately. She called my mother emotionally volatile and insisted we find a daycare or rely on her own mother until kindergarten started in the fall. "You're reacting out of pride, not logic," I told her, trying to keep my voice level. "You instigated this. You commented on their finances when it wasn't your place. And now you're upset." She defended herself. I laid out the stakes. We didn't have the money for a last-minute daycare. And more importantly, our son shouldn't be a pawn. Yanking him away from his grandmother right before he starts school will traumatize him, I argued. Is a bruised ego worth his stability? My wife looked at me as if I were a stranger. She told me I was unsupportive, that I was siding with my mother over the woman I married. I stood my ground, caught in the middle of two women I love, watching our village burn down over a few bitter words. I wondered if being supportive meant lying to her, or if being a partner meant telling her the truth she didn't want to hear. That sometimes the price of free help is a closed mouth. Comments. "NTA, your wife was rude to say that to your mom. It's your mom's money. It's also nobody else's business." I would be angered if she said that to me. And I don't get angry that easy. Absolutely, she was beyond rude. She was downright nasty, sticking herself into someone else's affairs. Grandma was right in her response and logic. 40 hours of childcare isn't cheap anywhere, and it's probably more than what she pays in her son's rent. Yeah, happy wife, happy life. But when wife is blatantly ignorant and wrong, I'm not agreeing or backing her as op. She was wrong, and she owes the apology that got grandma all wound up.